farming is certainly an important part of life in Wisconsin.
And as the years have gone by, it's certainly been a changing one. The state's now 78,000 farms are responsible for 9% of the state's economic production. Farming and agriculture businesses generate nearly $60 billion in economic activity every year. And according to a study by UW Extension, 1 in every 10 people in Wisconsin works in an agriculture-related job.
However, the number of farms and the number of farmers in the state is decreasing. Fox 11's Becky DeVries takes a look at why in the changing times on Wisconsin farms.
I grew up on a farm in Seymour, the family farm.
This piece of land just outside of Seymour represents generations of hard work for Ryan Vanden Heuvel's family.
My dad farmed it, my grandpa farmed it before that, and my great-grandpa before that.
Ryan and his wife Julie took over 9 years ago, putting their hard work and hope into the operation. 5 years ago, we talked with the Vanden Heuvels on their 80-cow dairy farm about a proposed tax increase on milk.
And I hope my children someday want to farm. But if the government keeps cutting programs for egg, I'm not so sure they're going to be able to.
2 years after we visited the Vanden Heuvel's farm, the family moved to another farm in Shiocton in an effort to run a sustainable farm that could be passed on to their children.
Expanded to roughly 250 cows and more acreage, and went through with a large expansion, and that was going really great until 2009, early to mid-2009, we realized the economy was not so great.
So the Vanden Heuvels made a difficult decision.
And in 2010, April of 2010, we went ahead and auctioned everything off. And within a matter of 48 hours, everything was sold.
Can you move it right there?
They traded in farm time for more family time.
Now can you move that right there?
They left the farming lifestyle behind nearly a year ago.
Oop, gotta move it right here.
So we did well, and we tried our best. But we were willing to throw in the towel, I think, based on the fact that maybe it's because I didn't farm as growing up. And I was willing to say to my husband, this is not normal stress for a family.
It was hard to see it go, but I was ready to move on.
High operating costs and low milk prices motivated the family to get out of farming while they were still ahead.
Big bills and little checks.
Last spring, they sold their Shiocton operation, and the farm that had been in Ryan's family for generations isn't in his family at all.
But it's hard, isn't it? Walking in and not seeing all that life. It's sad what you're seeing in one barn, and I'm sure there's thousands out there that you'll see in the next year.
The silence of the farm is being heard throughout the state. More than 30 years ago, in 1978, Wisconsin was home to more than 86,000 farms. The most recent agriculture census data from the USDA shows in 2007 there were more than 78,000 farms in Wisconsin. That means during that time, more than 5 farms a week have given up the fields, stopped milking, and called it a day.
It's getting more and more difficult to be profitable in production agriculture.
Mark Hagedorn is an agricultural agent for the UW Extension. He says there are 2 reasons there are fewer farms in Wisconsin. Many in the farming community are growing older, and younger generations have less interest in the business. And farming has seen some tough times recently because of low milk prices and high costs.
The challenges that people that are involved in agriculture are dealing with has a lot to do with why numbers of participants are going down.
While the number of participants are going down, Hagedorn says the number of cows in Brown County has remained the same over the last few decades. And because of advances, production has doubled.
So it's changing fast.
Jim Wawrinick is a lifelong dairy farmer.
The girls are all standing here waiting to get milked right now.
He says the biggest challenge is watching costs for maintaining his 100-cow operation. He has 5 children, and so far, none of them have shown interest in taking over the family farm. He says dairy farming will stay in Wisconsin, but there will be more large factory-type farms.
So, yeah, we will be here. It's just I don't know what scale.
I didn't feel pressure to keep on farming because I knew it was a tough way of life. I mean, yes, it is a way of living, but when I got out of farming, I realized there's a lot more things out there to enjoy, and I'm glad I had that chance. And if my kids want to get into farming, I'll help them with that. But if it's hard, it's a hard life.
You just like take
Which color are you gonna do now?
and like do that.
A hard life that is now a memory.
Good job!
Ryan works at a packaging plant in the Fox Valley.
What about the yellows?
He and Julie have more time with their family and fewer worries about work.
You're gonna get a spare, Dad.
You don't regret it?
Nope. And I don't think I ever will regret it because I know it was the right decision, and getting out was a blessing, I guess.
Let me get your ball.
In Hortonville, Becky DeVries, Fox 11 News.
Now, one of the farmers you just heard from says he does believe that dairy farming will remain in Wisconsin, but he believes the lifestyle may change. For example, he says we could see a lot of factory farms where people will be employees for 8 hours a day instead of round-the-clock farmers. The farmhouse, by the way, that was in the Vandenhebel family for generations, now is home to a different family, and the owner is using the barn for storing construction equipment.